We can turn that on. And there we are down there. So we're down there. Okay, so, so the call to order, we want to make sure is our meeting is starting right at 6:01. And everyone's here. Good.
Meeting's all here.
All right.
We need to get more people.
Well, that's on our agenda.
Don't jump ahead of things.
Don't jump. So, Peter's here. So I can see AC and then Jane and Ellen. All right, so we're all here. Okay, so Peter, you want to start?
Welcome guests.
Do we have any? Hello, if anybody's out there listening, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, great.
Acceptance of minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody read the minutes?
I sent them out ages ago. I'm sure you all looked at them. So if you say they're all okay, I will pass them on to be posted on the website.
She said.
All right, so we made a motion and accepted. Okay, what else? Oh, this is the wrong agenda. Who's got agenda? Is that the AdCom one? Yes, it is. Excellent. I was the wrong one. So you go for it, Peter. What's next?
Rooster regulations.
All right. Okay, the rooster regulations. I have been attending the Board of Health meetings, and I've been to them all except I missed last week. But they did send a copy of their latest draft, which is version number 3. So I think we've all had a chance, right, to kind of take a look at it or to sit on the meetings and do that. As an organization, our commission, do we have any issues with this, major issues about having this passed? Do we see any wording wrong? Is there any, what's everybody's feeling, I guess is what we need to talk about.
Pretty.
As far as I could read, and most of it is what we kind of grew up.
Right, a lot of, yes, there were a lot of recommendations.
Either
Yeah, so they doctored it up to make it more legal language, as they're supposed to do when they make rules and regulations. They based a lot of some of this on the regulations and the things, best learning practices that we found. And also on some of the noise information that the old animal inspector Kevin gave us, especially about sound decibels, how far a rooster crow travels and all that. So if we can look at this, I guess.
I have to say,
Yeah.
about noise thing is that we do not have any noise regulations here in Edmonton.
Well, this
No.
supersedes that noise regulation. This is a regulation of noise built into this.
Yeah, well.
So they did define, but this will help because they've actually, in section 3, you have to put a definition of what you're talking about. And so their noise nuisance is sound of sufficient intensity and or duration to cause a nuisance, to be injurious to or on the basis of current information, potentially dangerous to human health, or unreasonably interfere with the comfortable enjoyment of life and property. And I think that's the most important part, the last part, is that seems to be what got a lot of people upset. I mean, people that didn't appreciate the noise were upset, is that they felt it was just
It's a CJ box built.
way over the top, way too often, too close to their house and everything. So that was it. So that was nuisance. And I think it's a pretty good definition.
Oh, I do too, but I just hope they carry it over.
That's not our problem.
I know.
78.
One of the other changes they made on the next page was the rooster housing shall be located at a distance of 150 feet from all residential buildings within abutting parcels. So it's not from a property line, 150 feet from a property line. It's 150 feet from residential building from the coop to another residential building. And the reason, if we remember correctly, was because of that
How's it?
how the sound travels in the decibel. So if you're close to a rooster, it's really loud, and further away, and it became less of a nuisance. It was no longer a nuisance when it was at that 150 feet. So that wasn't a random, so for people that are listening, that wasn't a random number.
Now, the only thing I think we should maybe ask to add is maybe, so say to neighbors, like in the duplex situation.
Right.
They're not gonna be 150 feet, but if the neighbors are okay with it, can it be added that we can?
I think they're considering the duplex because it's, if it's.
Or even house to house, it would be, if
Yeah, I
both
don't know how you
neighbors
do
were
duplex.
happy with each other.
Yeah, if all of them have, oh yeah, I think if the neighbors are good with that, I personally, I don't think that's a problem. Abutters are owners of the land or property.
Well, yeah, but in case of duplexes, each one owns.
That's true, I don't even wanna go there, that's a Board of Health. That's something I don't have, I wouldn't even know how to answer that, so. That, anything else that pertains to farming, I think. I don't see anything else that pertains to farming per se. So it will be taken, it will be implemented immediately. And I believe the reason we're not grandfathering it in is because it would allow those existing problems to continue. So, so say this goes into effect. My understanding from sitting in on the Board of Health, this goes into effect, people that have more than one rooster, that could be an issue if they have a rooster and the coop is less than 150 feet and it's a nuisance. And this is a nuisance, that could be an issue. What I did like is, and I can't remember where they put it in here, is that instead of this being like a major issue right away, they recommend that people contact the Agricultural Commission, because one of our jobs is education and mediation. So that is in here, which I don't remember where it is, but,
And they did add the prior, new buildings, which would affect
right,
Brendan as one person. And if you
oh,
want.
section 5 enforcement, number A. In the event of an initial complaint of a noise nuisance, the Agricultural Commission of Mendon will act upon the complaint as mediator between the persons having control of the premises and the board to assist in education and assistance where applicable on properly maintaining a rooster on premises. So remember, we recommended that people that have roosters, they have to be put away at night, should be in a, kind of a little bit of a light sensitive environment, so. I don't know, do we have any of our guests have any questions? Yeah.
So here, I was waiting for the times, but no questions on the first parts of section 4.
Oh, no, you can throw in a question, raise your hand anytime, we're pretty informal.
Yep, thank you. The 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. does seem, 9 p.m. is not really a problem, at least in my experience. I have had some roosters, have one now. He's in bed pretty early, but in the middle of the summer, you get a lot more daylight, but I think 9 p.m. is doable. 7 a.m. might be difficult for those who have early work schedules. Also, my biggest concern would be during a major heat wave. So the phrase cooped up has problems.
My chicken coops always had lots of ventilation, vents along the top and the ridges. So that really shouldn't be an issue after 9 p.m. in the summer, I would think. I know 7's a little early for people that are early risers, but this is after there are actually doors that automatically are set on timers that you could actually get automatic doors for your roosters if you don't have any other family member that could like,
Let them out.
let them out at 7 AM. I mean,
I think you wanted to say, to let them out earlier than 7.
I know you want to let them out earlier, right?
In general, I try not to do anything before 7 anyway, just out of courtesy, but I'm on a busy road. Most people, once the traffic picks up, you can't hear the rooster anyway. But I understand some parts of town are actually very quiet. So at 7 AM seemed a little restrictive to me, but I can live with it. I know some people online had some concerns, but they're not here to voice those concerns, so I can't speak for them.
Well, they're not here.
Yeah, I was hoping some of those people that had concerns, because I did see on Facebook and some comments that seemed to take the concern a little out of context, meaning they kept talking about we can't own chickens anymore, and I mean, it really kind of snowballed, and we really want to let people know that this is not a regulation on owning chickens or poultry in any shape or form. It really is exclusively about roosters. So that's the issue, It's not ducks, it's not chickens, it's multiple roosters. So,
And we're trying to avoid banning roosters like so many other towns.
oh yeah,
have done.
definitely. And we're trying to make it so it's amendable to people that own roosters and people that don't own roosters and really enjoy the peace and quiet and, during certain hours. I mean, there has to be compromise somewhere. We thought this was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. But like I said, other people seem to possibly have problems, but they're not here. So
Yeah, unfortunately, I really was hoping we'd have a better turnout, but oh well.
Really?
I appreciate all the work that's been done on this. And I do have a question for section 8 if we're going to go through all the sections.
Sure, why not? Yep, section 8. Yep,
Okay, you want to jump ahead?
sure, go for it. What's your question?
Yeah. Part B, subpart 3, just the way it read, somebody that wanted to go for a variance would still have to be in compliance with section 4, or am I just not reading that well?
I see variances
Towards the type of language.
in writing, when such a request is received.
So the way I read it is,
In compliance with section 4. All right, so variance to pre-existing rooster properties in compliance with section 4.
so the way I read it is say somebody has a rooster on their property line and somebody builds a new house next door, they're not excluded from that area because they're already there.
They're already established.
They're already established.
And it could be that, no more than one rooster per acre shall be kept at a location. I would imagine if you were a poultry fancier and I know people that raise all kinds of animals and they show them, they show everything, rabbits, goats, cows, ducks, and even show chickens. Up in Spencer, it used to be one of the biggest poultry shows in New England. If you were a poultry fancier and you kept your rooster like in a special bells and whistles environment, and you showed that to the Board of Health and you had no neighbors at all because you lived in an undeveloped location, maybe they'd give you a variance to have 2 roosters. So that's how I interpret that. So I mean,
Yeah, just the way it worded to me, it almost sounds like a variance for a pre-existing rooster property would still have to comply with section 4, but as long as your interpretation is not that. I'm okay with it.
getting it wrong.
I mean, that's kind of how it reads, that they still have to be, but I think it's,
The whole point of the variance would be to
yeah.
essentially violate section 4.
Just says it has to be requested in writing, so that's how I'm taking it, is that if you're out of compliance with anything in number 4, you have to write to the Board of Health. That's the way I'm reading it. and you would explain why you're out of, why you need to be exempt. And I think that's pretty good. We can certainly ask it at the next Board of Health meeting, which is actually tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
I have a clarification just on the pre-existing one. That's something that actually I requested to be added, when I was reading it and asking questions, specifically about the situation where if you have an undeveloped lot, your chicken coop is right up against the lot line, and then someone moves, essentially moving to the nuisance. I said there should be some protections for people in that situation so that they can't get, spend all the money and develop a chicken coop or whatever, and now there's a new neighbor and it's no longer in compliance.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. Again, it was just interpretation of the language. Just want to make sure it's a little bit different types of wording than I'm used to. Not in my element.
Okay, cool.
I see Brendan has a hand up. I don't know, Brendan, if you still something.
Yes, sure, Brendan.
Sure. I guess the only question I had, or comment, I guess the first question, and you may have covered this, I was like 2 or 3 minutes late. For those properties that fall under the right to farm bylaw over a certain minimum acre, would they still only be able to have one rooster? That's my first question. The second question is in enforcement. And it basically says if there's a noise complaint or you're in violation of the general requirements. My statement there is if you have a neighbor that just for some reason really hates the sound of roosters and they keep complaining about noise, even though you're in compliance with the section of general or the requirements in section 4, is it still possible that there would be some sort of action taken against you, even though you're in compliance?
You want to answer the MGL?
So this does not affect any commercial farms. This bylaw, the way I read it is
Matt, if you are
a right to farm is protected.
Yes, if you are a farm under the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40, blah, blah, blah. If you are a farm, a real legal farm, this doesn't pertain to you at all, not at all. If you're a hobby farmer or, someone that has backyard chickens, this pertains to you. And the second question was enforcement. And I see B is if the noise nuisance continues and or if there is a violation of this regulation, a designated agent of the board may issue an order to the person or persons having control of the premises to correct the offending deficiencies. So I think that's what they're saying is that, if someone calls and complains once, it's probably gonna just like, okay, we're aware of it. If it happens multiple times, then, we should be notified first, the Agricultural Commission. So we can go knock on some doors and we can say, hi, we understand you have a rooster and could we work with you to find out, why your neighbor is having a problem. So if it's a real persistent problem, a real problem, and neighbors are feuding, that's up to the Board of Health. It really is out of our control. Okay. So that's a question for the Board of Health.
And really, if they're following,
Okay.
if they're following the general requirements, they shouldn't be, overnight, they shouldn't be crowing. During the day, they still may, but they're, it's.
That's not a case.
Yeah.
That's not an issue.
The only issue I was taking with that was the statement basically and or the noise continues, because I can just envision a situation happening where the rooster owner is doing everything right, following best practices, and the AgCom's involved and everyone agrees that everything's fine, but the neighbor still is complaining about the noise. And I just wonder what happens if there's an impasse.
I don't know. I would hope that it doesn't come to that. I don't know what would happen if it comes to that, because if the person is doing everything that they're supposed to be doing and the neighbor still complains, it's a neighbor problem. It's not a rooster problem.
Exactly, agree. Thank you.
Okay,
That's the only questions I had. Thank you for answering them.
great. Thank you for joining us.
All right, so.
So are we looking to move this, if our okay to it, and then?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is version 3. I don't know what the final version is gonna look like, but I definitely think when they do the final version, we need to get a copy of it. We need to look over it once again. And I think we need to post a link to it on our page, where now we just have recommendations for having roosters. I think we should put a link probably to what this really is. So I think that would be a plan, is to do that. Probably meet once more and vote on it. So I think we're kind of done with this discussion. Yeah.
We have any questions, it might not be a problem. I know. Have you watched the Yellowstone series? No, but.
All right, what's next on our agenda, Peter?
The signs.
Oh, yeah, right to farm signs, which we delayed, so now I don't know where that information is about how much it costs and how to do it. You know, did anybody keep that information?
He's great.
I'm trying to look through my notes. Hang on.
So this is like a.
I remember
I guess.
I think it was 75 a sign, and I think we could go and.
But Yellowstone is what I saw first, like, that's.
We don't have the, I'll have to go back and look through our emails on the town emails. I think it was $75.
And I have,
I don't remember if they said we could just, I think we can just go out to get them
what's some of
printed.
it, I have Comcast and Kennedy, whatever, so.
Or did they give us a link to where they can forget them printed?
No,
Can you call that?
So I think 1924.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were in touch with the highway department.
Yellowstone's a Paramount. Or like Pete.
And they were.
Yeah, so check.
No, they eventually got back to us. All right, so hang on, let me see, what's the highway department, what's it called? Highway department's not called really highway department, it's called, is it? Email is highway department? Oh, maybe it is, all right. Huh. 2, no, nothing. No, who's the head of the highway department?
Pedro.
Alan? From, nothing from. No, I can't find it, so see, that's why we really need to not sit on this stuff. Because then it all kind of goes away. So yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't know if I have anything.
So how are we going to fund these signs and how many do we need?
I think we said 4.
That we're gonna have people.
Donate it.
Yeah.
All right, so what we do is, I do remember this. So we get checks. In the memo section, it says it's for the Right to Farm signs, $75. We only need like 4 of them to start with. And then we give them to the town accountant. They deposit them in, they open just like a revolving account, money in, and then the money comes right out. So we go and get this printed. I don't remember where. Here we go. So plan contact her about
Discussion whether plastic signs or metal sign.
I thought it just metal.
Yeah.
They are metal, and we did have kind of a look to see what they looked like.
Yeah.
All right, nobody has any idea to this information. All right, hang on, let's look here. Minutes from September, is that where we met last time? All right, let's see. September 19th. Yeah, so it's just the notes that we were gonna look into it, and then remember, we met with the town.
I think we just figured out how we get the money. And then,
No, we knew how to get how they wanted us to get the sign printed. I just don't remember, maybe if I go through the board, no, it was from the select board.
but one way or another, we can figure that out.
Yeah,
Alright.
we'll get back on it. I'll donate the sign.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
donate, I
I'll-
can donate a sign too.
Here's the sign. Here's your sign.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, but it has to be a certain size, like the speed sign, you know, like says 45 miles per hour, it has to be the same size. But I would imagine,
Well,
That one doesn't.
I kind of like that one better.
I know, I did, yeah,
I think,
I don't know.
well, I think the one with the tractor gets your attention.
It does.
Because it's
It does.
visual and it shows a tractor.
Right, but I like to see the right to farm community.
Zach, did you
This,
say?
in the tractor one,
Sign.
what were the words? Or are
A
there words?
right to farm community.
But it wasn't as,
I mean, if we're all.
It's not as-
okay,
Do
okay.
you see what I
I
mean?
do.
Right,
I mean, if you're coming down the street, you see a tractor, you think, oh, they've got tractors.
Right.
online. They don't think about that it's a right to farm town. And I don't like the use of community either, because we're not a, it's a farm, it's a town.
Okay.
That's why,
All right, so we're gonna get this. We have to look into pricing again, because it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, so who's gonna volunteer to contact
And
everybody?
if you tell me who to call, I will reach out to the sign company.
It's like doing it again.
If-
I don't
Find
know.
out their name, or maybe.
No, I don't remember if it, who they recommended, maybe
You
it was
think-
from Ellen Agro, maybe it was, but I'm logged out right now, hang
I
on.
was looking maybe last time.
I have to log
Oh, was
in.
it Sign Plus down in Milford? She did a lot of signs and stuff. We'll ask Al.
It might have been, it
Yeah.
might have been the sign place in Milford, Signs Plus, it might have been that. And then we give them to Alan and he puts them up. All right, so it's that simple, so let's do that.
Okay.
So Peter, you're gonna. I still think we should do it. All right, so how do you want to handle the money? Peter, you said you do 75, I'd do 75, Zach. Either of you want to?
I don't have
sponsor something?
$75, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, that's
I'm
okay.
not gonna be here long.
Okay, so we need.
All right, so we got 3 signs. That's nice.
Okay, and then we need to get someone to chip in for one more sign. All right, so how do you want to proceed, people? You gotta decide. You guys gotta decide.
Whatever, just put me down. Oh, Peter will probably do it for the.
Well, everybody,
website, and then that'll be
everybody who's
done.
donating, give a
Yeah.
check over.
Yep,
Do you want to
To-
split the cost of a sign?
No, I'm,
it's fine.
I'll chip in
Sign.
for a sign.
Fine.
He's done.
All right.
Brendan, what'd you say?
I said I'll chip in for a sign
Oh,
or
look at that.
partial.
And it's all people so we don't have to go through the
So why
checks
don't
to
we
the
all,
town.
no, let's all write checks, deposit them in the town, or
That's a lot of hoops to jump through to get signed.
this.
And then,
So,
We're just gonna give it right to the sign company.
right.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Skip it right.
Cash the checks right to the sign company. We just come
How
home with
about-
signs.
all right, how about we make this, I hate doing this. If y'all.
You don't have to
No,
exactly.
I'll take care of the sign.
okay, but do you want us to write checks to you, so you have the cash in hand?
Whatever you want to do.
Yes, all right,
Or
Zach,
to Audra.
all right, so what we're gonna do is send you the money. I can Venmo it, if you
Well-
have Venmo.
Zach's gonna get the 4 signs, and we're gonna reimburse it.
Really?
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Have we decided on the look of the
That's
signs?
Yeah, I thought we all
Zach
decided.
with his little ducks on.
The tractor, the tractor.
But the tractor does not,
still have more time than the first one.
That's the one that we got the okay for, and that's the one we voted on last time. We're not gonna change it now,
Oh.
because you just said you're out of here. All right, so we're gonna do the tractor, and I bet the science plus even has that there, they can pull up all kinds of
Next
stuff.
year, Jane will still be
Okay?
here.
So it's gonna be the tractor,
Probably.
I know. The
I love the
tractor, and
Tractor
it's
will
gonna
say
say
what,
right,
right to farm
right to
town?
farm town, yes.
Town.
Town, because we're a town, we're not just a community.
Hey,
Right to farm town.
You know, like
Okay,
the town is a community, that's an
You have that
HOA.
room? I'll give you 75 right now,
Let's
yes?
see what the signs say.
All right, let's see what they are.
whatever.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so that's good. And then when they're all done, and sooner the better, because we need to,
Yeah,
we
we
need
were
to
big on
accomplish
this for a year
this.
and a half, so yeah.
I
let's
know,
get
we
something
really
done.
need to get it, we need to get that done. All right, so then we can give it to the highway department and then we're good. All right, so that's good. All right, what's next on our?
Next would be annual outreach to livestock owners.
Yeah, so our annual farm days.
I am feeling.
What did we do last year? We did.
We kicked the finals.
Last year, yeah, but it wasn't really an educational event. We kind of met, we talked about getting the farm signs, and we talked about a couple other things. But I think we need to make it,
Yeah.
especially since people are confused about the chickens and the roosters and what
Yeah,
a farm
outreach
is.
or something,
So,
but they're
yes.
not responding.
Well, so I'm thinking, so this is what I found through being on other committees. We actually could put up a temporary Facebook page, just temporary, and say, this is our event. We could post it on the Mendon bulletin board, the moms and dads. I could put flyers around at the feeds and needs or wherever. So we can make a flyer and,
I mean, it seems like Facebook's the only way we get people nowadays.
yes. And I think we really need to reach out to hobby farmers and just people in general, or people that don't even own livestock or anything. I think it needs to be. So I was wondering too, if you guys wanted to team up with maybe Feeds and Needs, they could get a livestock speaker, like from a feed company about chickens. We could sponsor it and see how that goes. And that way, we're not actually meeting anywhere or doing, we can just show up, shake hands.
Do it over there at Beach Beach.
Hand out what a farm is, yeah, show up, so I can contact the Sokals and see if they want to do that. We could, usually the speakers come for free, but we could put out some juice and cookies or something. Seriously, whatever, I would do that, and we definitely have some flyers, like, if this is finally finalized, we would do that, we would talk about what we do, like we have, what we have to, what our function is.
What do you think about, I mean, if we can do that at Feeds and Needs, great, but
What else?
I think we should do something at, where you did the cows last year, booth there. That's the way we're gonna get to everybody.
Oh.
Or
So
anything.
you wanna wait, but we,
Yeah, I know.
so that brings us all the way to the fall, so I think we need to do two events, one in the spring and one in the fall. I think the fair is perfect,
That's the best. way
that's
to
the
get
best
it.
way, but I also think we need to do something in the
I'm
spring.
just wondering if Feeds and Needs parking lot is going to be big enough.
Oh, yeah, it's huge, yeah, for the amount of people that show
I
up,
mean, yeah, it's probably 10 people.
yeah, seriously, we don't ever get more than like a dozen people. I mean, look at this with the rooster thing, so, I mean, we didn't do that, so anyway, do you want me to look into that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. It's a good start, at least.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll see, speakers, chickens, we'll have flyers, okay, so we'll have to meet again in order to see if this solidifies or not. What would be a backup thing if we don't get Feeds and Needs? Anybody want to meet at their,
Oh, is there still a grain store like next to Muffin House?
Next to where?
Muffin House and then,
no,
sorry.
no. So we can either meet at your house, Jane's barn, or your place.
Or,
Alright,
Cedar Hill, right?
yes, that would be
He's got
great.
good parking, he's a little farm
Yes.
store there. Look
Yeah.
at the animals.
Minutiae.
Sure, and minutiae. I think I just heard volunteer.
I think so too. Yeah.
All right, so who wants to approach him for doing that?
Peter,
All right, so which place do you prefer? You like the feeds and needs idea or the Menugian idea? What do you want to go for?
I like the Menugian idea.
All right, Menuchen it is.
So that means you have.
If it's on board, if it's
I
on-
know.
He's on.
So, wait a minute, with feeds and needs, they could probably contact a speaker
Yeah.
about chickens. If Menugians, what are we gonna do? What are you,
So,
all- what are we
you
gonna
don't
do to
think-
educate, still to
you
educate
could
people?
still
Get a contact.
contact
Yeah.
or feed the person. to
Okay,
come. You can do pooling, you can do. what's
Okay.
the
Well, let's help locals and, you know, let them,
and use
their
Menugian
brand,
as a
brand,
backup.
and then bring up.
Technically,
speaker.
they will be selling chickens at the time, so.
Yeah, I think it's perfect if
Yeah,
they wanna
that
do
might
that.
be a little late.
Yeah, but I still think
No, we
that's
can
how,
do,
They're already just
May.
like that.
maybe in the fall.
Middle of
I feel
May.
like they go till June.
Yeah, they do go a little bit.
Yeah, they go late, they do.
I don't know.
So anyways, so what are we looking at? So I'll,
Yeah.
so what are we looking at? We're at.
Third
looking
week
at-
of May.
We want April, we want to try for the end of May. So we want to try for May, okay. So I will work on that. And then I'll let you all know. Okay. I think that's the easiest thing to do. And yet it's educational oriented. All right, so what's up, what's on next, Peter, on our agenda?
Other topics, unexpected.
Yes, unexpected topics. More members. Definitely more members. I want to remind everybody, so what, my gosh, where's all my, here we go. So this is a flyer I thought we could
Love it.
we can do. We have to, so this is what the Agricultural Commission is. 5 members who demonstrate a strong interest in agricultural initiatives. There shall be a minimum, not a maximum, a minimum of 3 members whose primary or secondary income is derived from agricultural-based enterprises. I'm retired. Jane is retired. Okay, so Peter, you have income from your operation. So we have 2. Do you sell eggs? You've got income from yours. So we have our 3 people, but Jane and I are retired. So we should actually start, and you might even move. So we really need to think about getting, she might.
Yeah, but I feel like you're including yourself in this, like, we might be.
Oh, no, I'm not leaving.
leaving.
I'm not leaving. My husband will never leave this town. He loves how quiet it is. He's like a little castle up there at the top of the driveway. It's like, nah, he's not going
It's not quiet on Washington Street.
I know.
So maybe at this, we can reach out to people and.
So my 2 people would be Mark Menuchen,
You would like to, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
him
I
possibly.
brought up earlier is that, is his farm all taken care of, in the situation with other farm, the ag commission dealing with the transfer of his farm, is that done?
Yeah. That was done a while ago. Yep,
So, yeah,
everything is
I
done.
brought that up earlier to Jane, I thought.
And then the
Yes.
second would be, I'm trying to get Kevin Rhodes, but
You're trying to get Kevin Rhodes? Okay, yeah, okay.
trying.
I reached out to him over the
I-
years with no response, so I'm
He's a little
not.
shy.
Yeah, I know, I'm not hopeful. But we need to have people. We don't need just us. We need, the more people, the better, because then we share the burden, we get better ideas. We're able to do more. So my idea was to put that around the town. Personally, please reach out to people. Maybe the new person that does Spring Willow. What's his name, Kevin?
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin, do you know Kevin?
Yeah,
Maybe you could reach out to Kevin. He's a business owner. Maybe he'd like to sit in on this.
he doesn't own it.
I thought he bought the business, yeah. That was, when I talked to the Palmers, that's what they said.
Somebody, he runs,
Oh. Okay.
but he doesn't own it.
Kevin's a horse riding instructor at the Willow, at the farm.
Okay,
But,
I thought,
Jay and Sandy-
No, Jason Roberts owns it.
Huh?
Roberts has owned it, I think. Jason Roberts.
don't know.
Yeah, they live there.
Oh, okay, so maybe we could reach out to them. Maybe they would like to sit on in here. I mean, any business, anybody that's making income from agriculture.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be something that's making, I mean, somebody that's willing to help. more
Yeah,
than
well,
just
yes,
being like, hey,
absolutely.
get on the commission.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We need,
Somebody
I
that wants to
mean,
come.
I still consider myself a hobbyist, you know? I'm not making income, but I mean, yeah, we need hobby farmers and we need professional farmers. So I mean, the more people we can get in, the better resources, the better ideas, easier it is. So y'all want to do the flyer?
Yep, the flyer's in.
Yeah, like,
Okay. All right. All right, so the flyer's in.
And also announce it on the mass bulletin board.
Yeah, I can actually take this and turn it into a PDF and I can post it online. When I did it for the cultural council, I put it in the library, the post office, and the town hall, and on Facebook. We got people right away. So I mean, I think I would do the same thing. It's do the flyers in those places, post it on Facebook. And I think we should be able to get a lot of people. All right, so Ellen will do the poster. Or actually flyers. All right, what's up, Peter? I guess
Set the next meeting.
set the next meeting. All right. You're so efficient. It's not even 7 o'clock yet.
thank goodness.
Holy goodness.
Relax.
All right, so the next meeting, we should probably meet no more or no less than 30 days so we can make sure the signs are done. We got the farm days nailed down, so like next month, 4 weeks.
When
Yeah,
were
4
we,
weeks.
when were we planning on doing the farm days?
Oh, that's right, in May. So we need to
Yeah,
1,
it's not
2,
quick, 'cause-
3, 4. So
Halfway
if we
through.
meet if we meet on the 9th,
May, okay.
May 9th, and we don't do our farm days until the end of the month, right?
Yeah, that gives us.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, so let's meet the 9th. Everybody have a problem? Anybody? No?
Can we
May
do 6
9th?
o'clock again?
Yeah, I'm good
Great.
with 6 o'clock. I mean, there's no one here. The library's open. No problem for me. All right, so I'll work on
Easier to
that.
park.
Hopefully I won't make a lot of mistakes. I did last time posting all those.
And just another,
Yes,
could we maybe put in that, if you guys want to do it, I think we should prepare this year as an actor.
Yeah.
yes. I could not last year because I was committed with the.
Yeah.
Get you committed.
That's it, with my pop-up tent, my tables.
Do we have a
That's good.
banner thing or no?
No, we don't, we never did, but we could
That
do-
might be
we could do
another
that. So we could do that in the fall.
Donation.
We have plenty of time to
Guys,
get all that
it
stuff.
comes quick,
It does.
okay?
It does.
So we
You
gotta,
gotta bring your ducks though, right?
you know it,
All right.
Taco Tuesday
So we're gonna
tequila.
You can have cows and ducks
No thanks.
and alpacas.
We're getting so James Force.
Oh, yeah, Merlin. Merlin down. Yep.
I'll do
Yes,
that.
here's my Morgan Stallion.
Okay. And I'll do the nuts and bolts as far as, I'll make sure we have some flyers, whatever, we'll talk about that later. I'll have a pop-up tent and a table so we can put the flyers on that.
But, well, I think her idea of a little banner that goes.
Right.
Yeah,
Agricultural
absolutely. We should do a banner.
Or else people are just gonna walk on by and go.
Yeah, and we gotta think of like little,
Do you want the
Stupid
banner, do you want the
things, I don't
banner,
know.
do you want the banner for Farm Days this in May?
no, I don't think that's as big of a deal.
No? Okay.
No, because you're going to the families. You're, the only reason you're going is to be there.
Yeah.
Where the fair
Oh,
is.
okay.
you're gonna-
Yeah, like in the.
Oh, okay.
Come
Yep,
on, my
so you can see us.
agricultural committee,
Okay,
yeah.
so, all right, sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay, anything else? Anything from our guests? Any questions, concerns before we wrap this up?
Hi, just in case you don't see the chat later on, there was a good amount of crosstalk from the check-in, check-out desk. So
Oh.
it might be good if, I don't know if the library has the option to shut that desk and have the upstairs desk only going, but
No, so we have to meet either after they close, not to get people coming in, or at 7 or earlier. So we have a conflict with some other town committees. So that's why we decided to meet at 6. So we can. But we could,
it's so hard to balance everything, but we did.
It
feel that
is.
we really liked the show of Yellowstone, which was great, but some of that came through loud and clear while you were talking. It was hard to hear everything at the same time.
okay, all right, we'll keep that in mind. So do you have another meeting that?
Yeah,
Yeah, always, do we want to pick a
just
date?
the
other than-
second Tuesday.
Oh, well, is this going to be the second Tuesday? Oh,
You know
it is. How about if we try for a Thursday night, the 11th? I'd have to look I know
think
the
that
Board
should be
the Board of
okay.
Health always meets on the 10th, the Select Board meets on Wednesdays also, so I think Thursdays at the library shouldn't be a problem. Yeah?
You're just
Not gonna look
so
at your phone? You're not gonna look at the phone?
No, because I never put, I have an actual physical planner. I don't put anything in my phone because I can't do that.
Okay. As bad as.
I'm
my
not
daughter.
tech savvy at all.
Really?
Carries around her planner all
I
over the
do.
place.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna try for the 11th then,
Great.
6 or 7? No, we have to do for 7.
6, oh my gosh, I don't know, 7's so
6:30,
late.
how about 6? All right, well, we changed the date because of the noise issue.
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's fine. I know 7 is like so
Peter's
late.
gonna be just sleep too.
Yeah,
I actually do kind of like 6 o'clock. So we
I
could
like
keep it-
6, but whatever.
We could keep it the 9th. You guys vote on it. It's not me to make up my choice. What do you want, 9 or 11, 6 or 7?
I would be
The 11th.
fine,
The
Okay.
11th at 6 o'clock.
Done.
All right, 11
All
at
right.
6.
done.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Queen
11
has
at 6.
Ooh, she's
All right. Okay, well,
Done.
thank you,
Put
everybody.
down.
All right, thanks for joining us. We're gonna close the meeting. Oh, yes, is someone gonna make a motion to
I make a
adjourn?
motion to close the meeting.
All right, what time is it?
7.
6:47.
6:47. Right. All right, we're all done.
That's all you do.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye all.